Hello everyone, this is Kirsten reaching out from Everymind. Just going to do a quick little video here on when to reach out for friends or for family members or for ourselves, especially in these kind of uncertain times. This is basically just going to be some quick warning signs to look out for, what questions to ask, as well as when to access help and what kind of resources there are out there for help. So when it comes to warning signs, these are pretty much things that are changes from the way the person was before. So for example, if they are eating a lot more or not eating at all, having a hard time getting out of bed, or they're not sleeping at all. If you notice like huge kind of like personality changes, so if they're usually like really bubbly and happy, but they're kind of more like downtrodden or they seem kind of off, that would be a good warning sign to kind of keep an eye out for too. And if they just seem to be having a hard time taking care of themselves kind of in general, so just not being able to shower, not really doing their hair anymore, if there's somebody who's really into makeup and they're not really doing their makeup anymore, especially if there's somebody like who is always out for a run and you find them kind of inside all the time, they're not doing their usual walks, they're not getting out the way they used to, it would be another important sign to look for. And anything to kind of do with wanting to die or thinking about not being here anymore, that's a really big one too, because there might be some thoughts of suicide kind of going on. It's important to make sure that they're safe. So those are kind of some warning signs to look for. Generally just kind of those big changes, even though they're just subtle and they just seem off, be kind of things to look for. So when it comes to kind of asking about these things, it can be super uncomfortable. A lot of the times we don't really want to bring these things up, or there's some stigma kind of attached to anything with mental health. So it can be kind of really simple. Something like, I've noticed that you're kind of off lately. I'm worried about you. What's going on? How are you doing? And then you can kind of get an idea of where they're at. Some people will feel comfortable kind of asking about suicide at this point too. If they kind of open up and tell you that they're having a hard time, you can always ask, have you been having any thoughts of suicide? Have you been thinking about dying lately? And I know it's really uncomfortable to kind of have that conversation. And a lot of times we feel like we'll put the thought in their head if we ask about this, but it's really not the case. It's kind of just giving them an opportunity to be honest about where they're at. So those would be kind of questions to ask, things to kind of look for. And then when it comes to accessing help, I don't really feel like there's a bad time to ever reach out for help. If you're not really feeling like yourself, you just feel really tired, worn down, if you're noticing this in friends or family, and especially if there's any thoughts of suicide, those are all really good times to reach out for help, especially during this when things are changing so much. It's good to kind of have people that we can lean on. Have a few different options for all of this. So of course, anytime you're concerned about a friend, if you want a little extra guidance, you can always call us at our hotline, or you can text in, completely confidential, anonymous and everything, but it kind of will give you a little support and allow us to give them a little support through you as well to make sure you're both safe. We can also talk to you about any concerns about suicide, whether you're having thoughts or if they're thinking about it, and just help keep you guys safe too. It can be a lot when we are concerned about other people and we're worried about how they're doing. Sometimes we forget about ourselves, so it's always good to make sure that you're getting a little extra support during this as well. So anytime really is a good time to ask for help. Good time to get a little extra support, especially when we're not kind of being able to get connected to people like we normally are. So anytime's really a good time. Especially though if any of those warning signs are getting like really apparent or you're getting really worried, always reach out. And then for resources, again, call or text us. The link or our number will be put in there, but it's 301-738-2255. Call or text, again, confidential. You can always call the Lifeline number as well. We'll put that one down. It's a little bit longer. And then we also have the Montgomery County Crisis Center, so you can always call them. They I think they're still taking walk-ins, so even if you want to go with a friend, your family member, or if you want to give them a call and get a little extra guidance there too, they're a great resource as well. And you're always welcome to call 911 to get an officer to come help make sure that your friend or family member is safe, and especially if you're feeling unsafe yourself. So hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully this gives you guys some things to kind of think about or look for when we're worried. And take care of yourselves out there. Bye.